All right, we are now recording. So as I said before, my name is Elizabeth Goodrice. Most of my business is under Elizabeth Goodrice, but you might see me as Elizabeth Geib, my married name on Facebook. So I use both. My business name is Living Vibrantly, and my team is Team Lives on Fire. So I'm just going to click over to my PowerPoint and share it with you. And go over a roadmap for this call in the next hour or so. All right, so as I said before, this call is being recorded. Everyone's audio and video except mine has been muted. If you do want to ask a question, you can put it in the chat box. If you're on the phone and you don't have a chat box, you would need to unmute yourself to ask a question during the call, but you also can email me afterwards. But if you want to answer during the call, just go ahead and unmute yourself. I won't mind. I've just muted everyone because I know you probably weren't planning to be on audio or video today. So we'll leave most people muted and no video. I don't know what the term is instead of muted for video. So welcome, welcome. We are very excited to be coming into the UK. From what I understand, it's a market that already loves some of the Beachbody programs and trainers, and there's a real opportunity to help people get more fit, help educate people about nutrition, and we are just very excited for that. Little roadmap for the call. I'm going to first introduce you to what is Beachbody and what is coaching and how does it work, because I understand that not everybody might know that yet. Then I'm going to go into my own story, so I'll back up and tell you who you're hearing from and a little bit about our team that you may be considering joining. And finally, I will go over some of the nuts and bolts of coaching. I am someone who likes to know what I'm getting into and have kind of more information rather than less. So I thought about what would I want to know if I was considering becoming a coach, about how to best position myself and like make a plan to hit the ground running. So that's what I'm going to be sharing with you, as well as things that you can be doing right now to set yourself up to have a productive and successful launch. We have about a month right now until the official launch, until Beachbody products and the coaching opportunity are available in the UK. So what is Beachbody? Beachbody is a fitness and nutrition company, but we have a deeper mission of helping people lead healthier and more fulfilling lives. So it goes way beyond the physical. It goes deeper than that. We started out, gosh, I want to say it's 20 years ago now, and it was originally fitness DVDs. The first program was with Tony Horton, who you might know as the creator of P90X. And the company, as I said, was a creator of DVDs, and that was it. So as they were going about their business, selling these DVDs, they started to notice that something was happening, and this was with the advent of the internet and social media. So as people were doing these workout videos, the company, which actually at the time was called $1 Million Body, it hasn't always been called Beachbody, but they started to notice that people were having more success with the workout videos when they were coming together in these online groups. So there were chats and message boards on the $1 Million Body and later Beachbody website. There were even people sharing their workouts on YouTube and on Facebook, which 20 years ago, Facebook didn't exist, but as Facebook came into being and started to grow, people were using social media to support each other. I think it was even happening on MySpace back at the time. And in the early days of coaching, a lot of people met each other on Twitter. So kind of organically, this started developing this this trend of people supporting each other doing Beachbody workouts. Now, Beachbody's product catalog has expanded quite a bit since then. For our super trainers, we have Tony Horton, who I mentioned before, but there's also Chalene Johnson. You probably know Pio and maybe TurboFire. Shaun T, I understand, is huge in the UK. And by the way, guys, if there's anything I say that is slang and isn't clear to you, please, ask a question in the chat box. I'm trying my best to really not use a lot of colloquialisms, but there may be things that I'm not aware of. Or if I am saying something that's like culturally insensitive, please tell me. I know there are differences between the US and the UK, so I'm working on becoming more aware of those, and I'm sure that I still have a lot to learn. But so anyway, Shaun T, I understand Insanity is very well known and popular over there. He also has a dance program called Size. Sagi Kalev, creator of Body Beast. Autumn Calabrese, who's the creator of the 21 Day Fix. And then Sagi and Autumn did a program called Hammer and Chisel together. And our newest trainer is Chris Downing with a program called the Shift Shop, which I've been doing for the last 2 months. And actually, I think, well, it's 8 weeks now. Yeah, that's 2 months. But I'm just finishing my 3rd round anyway. It's a 3-week program, so it gets a little confusing. But we really have the best workouts on the market, and they're so convenient because you can do them at home. It really eliminates a lot of the excuses of, oh, well, I don't want to have to drive to the gym. Like the schedule's not at a convenient time for me. I don't know what to do with the machines. Like some of the workouts require equipment. A lot of them don't. And you can do them all at home on your own schedule. You don't have to get dressed up and go anywhere. So the videos themselves are awesome, but to circle back to what I was saying about social media and the message boards, Beachbody soon realized that nobody, that the workouts don't do anything on their own if people don't do them. If they sit on a shelf collecting dust, they're not going to help people get results. So what Beachbody was seeing was that people were getting better results if they had this social support of the chat boards, message boards, social media. So they decided to make it official with a coaching opportunity. And so if you think about how the coaching opportunity began, it really was a model of peer support, of people supporting each other. Like, hey, I'm doing this workout, let's do it together. And that's why even now, you don't have to be a personal trainer, you don't have to be a nutritionist, you just have to be someone who loves Beachbody workouts, has tried them, has learned about them, and basically will link arms with people and help them move forward in the programs. That's really the model of what a coach is. Now, in addition to these workout videos, Beachbody also offers supplements, and I don't know how well known these are yet in the UK, but we have something called Shakeology that's like a daily multivitamin. It's a protein shake. It has a whole range of superfoods from all over the world with attention to the production methods, the soil quality. This is very, very high quality medicinal herbs and also probiotics. So, and digestive enzymes. So it's helping your digestion, it's helping your immune function, it's helping your body respond better to the stresses of daily life. It's packed with antioxidants, anti-aging ingredients. So this is something I have consumed every day for just about 4 years now. And it's something that really helps me with a stressful life. I rarely ever get sick. It helps with cravings. Like we have flavors including chocolate, vanilla, cafe latte, strawberry. And speaking as someone who has had a very strong sweet tooth in the past, when those cravings strike, I now have a healthy snack that I can turn to keep me from turning to candy. and setting myself off on a binge. So it really can be very helpful for someone who's trying to eat healthier to reinforce those habits. And you'll see if you get a chance to try it. It has a very clean, natural ingredient list. No fillers, no soy, no artificial sweeteners, really none of those chemicals that are clogging up our systems and making us feel sluggish. It's a very, very high quality product, and that's really our signature product. But we do have a whole line of, or our signature supplement, I should say. The workout videos are also our signature product. We have a whole line of supplements besides Shakeology, though. I don't want to get too bogged down in this, but just know that they're all very clean and natural. Some of them are sports performance. There's now a shake for kids because the medicinal herbs in Shakeology are really probably not something that kids should be consuming. So our Daily Sunshine shake has a much shorter ingredient list. And I don't want to say cleaner, but it's like, certain, like people have a spinach allergy, so they can't drink Shakeology. So people who have certain allergies are able to consume Daily Sunshine when Shakeology doesn't work for them. So we have a whole range of supplements, basically helping people eat healthier with a busy lifestyle, because it's something you can consume on the go. Like, yes, we all would prefer to get all of our nutrients from food, but most of us want to take a multivitamin as kind of that insurance policy, because who has time to like really make sure you're getting all of the essential vitamins and minerals in your diet every single day. So that's really the philosophy behind our supplements. And then in terms of the products we offer, the last category is nutrition plans. And now this, I understand, hasn't been quite as thoroughly adopted in the UK yet, as like a lot of people have tried our workouts and can get Beachbody on demand already. So the nutrition plan initially was called the 21-day fix. Now we tend to call it the container system, so we don't get confused, because the 21-day fix is also workouts. The nutrition plan, the container system, is really just all about clean eating. It's and balanced macronutrients, getting processed foods out of your diet, learning to cook vegetables in healthy ways that don't involve like tons and tons of butter and like salt. So again, without getting into every detail, the nutrition plans are a huge part of helping people lose weight if that's necessary, helping people feel healthier and have more energy. And the fitness and the nutrition are equally important, but it's kind of a three-legged stool, because the third leg of the stool is coaching itself. Coaching is the secret sauce. As I mentioned, people were buying the DVDs were sitting on a shelf collecting dust, but if people had these social groups to plug into, they were much more likely to finish a program. So that is exactly what coaches do. It's like if somebody gets a nutrition plan and they're reading the book, but they're like, well, I don't know how to implement this into my life. As a coach, I walk people through that step by step to help them really see how to implement it in their life. So right now, Beachbody On Demand is already available in the UK, but Shakeology will be available, and UK residents will be able to become coaches starting on October 19th. They have told us that the UK is a test market for other countries beyond the US and Canada, with more coming soon. So this is a really amazing opportunity to get in as we look at more international expansion. I have no idea which countries are coming next. I know that the supplements have had to go through EU approval processes to get into the UK. So I don't know if more countries within Europe are next, or if we would look at other English-speaking markets like Australia, or markets that are closer to home like Mexico. I really have no idea. But I do know that international expansion is on the horizon, and there is a huge market out there all throughout the world of people who need convenient solutions for exercise and healthy eating, and who need the support that we offer. So I see it as a really vast opportunity this company's growth is just beginning, and I'm very, very excited about the growth that we're going to see in the next few years. So what do coaches actually do? Like on a daily basis, what do I do as a coach? I offer what are called virtual, I really should say wellness challenges. They tend to be themed around either nutrition or more on the fitness side, but we always pay some attention to mindset too, because that's really the most important piece. Like people don't believe that they can fit exercise into their life. They don't believe they can lose weight. They don't believe it's possible for them to change their diet and eat healthier. We have to work on that belief piece first. And that's the role of a coach, is to really to assist with that. But so I have these virtual programs. They're usually 4 weeks long, and I'll work with someone either for a period of 1 month, 3 months, or a year. So if we're working together for 3 months or a year, they would get membership in these monthly virtual programs month after month, for a period of several months, to really help them see change in their lives and change their habits. There's also a one-on-one aspect. I do some one-on-one phone calls, and it's really about finding what works best for people. Some people really thrive in the group environment of seeing other people side by side, like posting their workout check-ins, posting their struggles of like, I'm really struggling to stick to a healthy diet today. And then, some people find the one-on-one attention a lot more powerful. Not that they don't get one-on-one attention in the group, but there's something about a phone call where the coach is saying, okay, what was your goal for the last month? How did that go? What are you struggling with? What do you think would help you have a better chance of achieving your goal? Something about that one-on-one setting is more effective for some people. So I really just want to set my clients up with what works the best for them. So that's why I offer both, group setting, one-on-one calls. I want to say that you don't need any special expertise because the programs speak for themselves. A lot of people will get out there and say, oh, this coaching is a scam. Like you don't even have to have any training. Well, that's not true. We do have training. You get access to it as soon as you join as a coach, and I'm offering some special training for UK folks because you're not able to join officially yet, but I'm offering some things to help you get set up even now that you can get started with. But so anyway, this business is designed to have very low barriers to entry, like anyone can do it, and it's really what you make of it. So to be a good coach, you have to soak up as much training as you can once you join, and you get access to that. But also the programs are designed to speak for themselves. Beachbody has a whole staff of people with exercise science perspective and personal trainers, basically reviewing the routines that the super trainers are designing from a safety perspective, making sure a lot of the programs have a low impact modifier for people with injuries, with physical restrictions, so chronic health conditions. Our programs are very safety oriented. Same thing for the nutrition programs. They are designed by nutritionists so that I don't have to be a nutritionist. Now, I love to read about nutrition and learn everything I can, and I bring a lot of that knowledge to my clients, but I'm very clear that the nutrition programs speak for themselves, and the book is the ultimate authority on what you should be doing if you're following this nutrition program. I am the guide to help you understand the book and implement it in your life. And so that's kind of how the coaching opportunity is positioned. If you do have a personal training background or any type of, exercise instructor, degrees in like physical therapy or kinesiology, nutrition degree, anything like that, in addition to like a professional coaching certification, all of that is going to help you as a coach. It's going to give you more credibility, but you don't need it to start. I also want to say that you have the opportunity to customize your programs based on whatever experiences you bring to the table. And it might be those professional credentials that I just mentioned, but a lot of it is your personal life experience. And I'll give some examples of what I mean by this and how I have used my life experience to inspire my clients and to design my programs. But I just want you to know that everyone has individual qualifications that make you uniquely qualified to connect with certain clients and help them. So it may be fitness or nutrition certifications, but it may be something completely different. So the question of the hour, is it sales? So you guys, I'm not going to bullshit you. That's like what you can always expect from me is straight talk, that I will always tell it like it is. And I'm not going to like try and pull the wool over your eyes. Yes, this is sales in the sense that people have to buy from you. They have to buy your program if you're going to earn money. And to say, well, yes, it's about helping people. Absolutely it is. But we can't just help people for free always, and we're never going to earn money at it. It is a business. And I think the most important thing to keep in mind is that it's sales you can feel good about. There are so many things in life that are sales. So the way I think about this, like if my husband and I are talking about where we're going to go on vacation, maybe he has one idea and I have another idea. I have to make the case for why I think my destination is a good idea. I'm trying to sell him on the idea. And not to say I'm going to like force him to go where I want to go, even if he's dead set against it, but I make a compelling case and then I let him decide. Same thing if you're going out to a restaurant with friends and you really want to go to a certain place. You're not going to like throw a tantrum, right? So like if your friends don't go where you want to go, but you might make the case that, you know, I ate here last week, the food was so amazing, and this is what you can get here. You offer the facts in support of your case. And then, you know, they still might make a different decision, just like if I'm talking with a potential client, they might still decide to do Weight Watchers instead, or Jenny Craig, or they might decide to join a gym and do that instead. But I have to make a compelling case for why I think my program will help them. And so that's the sort of training we give you once you join our team, and also, you know, starting now, preparing for the UK launch, is developing your confidence. You can really believe that you have something to offer as a coach and explain to your potential client why they would benefit from working with you. It's really essential if you're going to succeed as a coach that you put yourself out there and that you have confidence in what you have to offer. And so we'll work on developing that. So coaching is sales in the sense that you are creating compelling programs, then you're promoting them on social media to a target audience that you have defined. And I'll talk a little bit more about how this all works later during the what you can do to get started during that part of the presentation. But we provide assistance. I keep forgetting to change this typo. We provide you with assistance every step of the way. So it's not something you just have to naturally be good at. It's something that can be learned. Yeah, I mean, everyone who has a business is technically in sales, because if the business doesn't have customers, there's no business. I mean, even if you think of like a dentist or a doctor, like those are services that people need, but if they don't put themselves out there, like whatever, you know, getting on the list for certain insurers, or we get like direct mail pieces from dentists all the time saying why we should come to their office. Like you have to put yourself out there in order to connect with your customers. And that's really all we mean by sales. I think when people say, oh, I don't want to be a salesperson, they're thinking about spammy sales where you're just like putting up pictures of fitness DVDs like every day. And that's not what this is at all. This business is all about personal connections, 100%. So if you're thinking of sales, if like that's the picture you get in your head, when you think of sales, then no, it's not that kind of sales. But I never want to bullshit you and say, oh no, this isn't sales. I mean, because from the sense that you've got to get paying customers or you're not going to earn money with this. Yeah, from that perspective, sales. Sorry, it is. All right, so now let's get on to the client success stories, because I really want to show you what these programs can do. Just going to click over to a different window for you for a moment. Huh, okay. Well, I had some other ones open. Oh, wait. I don't know why they're all in different windows. Okay. Oh, now it's here. I don't know what happened with that, but okay, here we are. Hopefully you can see on your screen Mary's success story. This is one of my clients, and she has done such an amazing job for herself. Really, really amazing story. So I think you can see the difference between the two pictures. The pictures are a year apart. She lost 65 pounds, still going. And the thing I really love about her story is she is one of the busiest people I know. She has twin boys and also raises additional children from the foster care system. Her twins are 8. And, you know, she's got several more kids in her home at any given time. She also works full time. She's on the road a lot for work, and she's never used any of that as an excuse. She's really a testament to the way these programs are just a system that you can plug into and you just go. Like, you follow the instructions and the programs work if you put in the work. So she first started with Shakeology, and that's like the simplest thing that you can add to your day. Like, just add a shake that you're going to drink instead of having like a snack that's less healthy. It's high in protein, and it's going to help you start having more energy so you can then make other changes to your diet and start working out. So that was the order that she did things in. And like I said here, she RSVP'd to a program I was offering, not understanding that she was going to have to do workouts and change her eating plan. But then she was like game for it. She was like, let me give it a try once she realized what it was. Kind of funny. So she totally changed her diet. She has done a few different Beachbody workout programs. It's been mostly the 21-Day Fix and 21-Day Fix Extreme for her. And, you know, she's someone who, if she hasn't done her workout, it's like past her kid's bedtime, she'll go and she'll get it done late in the evening. She's someone who packs her food when she's going to be on the road and, like, doesn't use anything as an excuse. So it's equal parts having a system that works and setting aside the excuses, but I think it's pretty amazing transformation. Over here you see Amber. These pictures are 2 years apart. So 2 years ago on the left, 1 year ago in the middle, and then the recent one, it was last spring on the right. So she has gone from a size 12 or 14 to a size 4. And I think you have different sizes in the UK, but hopefully you can tell there's just a big difference in the numbers, even if those sizes don't exactly correspond to what you're familiar with. She likes to run. She runs races, as you can see. So like if you're doing Beachbody workouts, you don't have to only do that. They actually will go hand in hand with other types of exercise like running or like CrossFit, or, you know, it's basically good cross training for other types of exercises that you like to do. And Amber, what else about Amber? Oh yeah, so she mentioned how much stronger she's gotten, but also that she's been able to get away from a lot of the self-critical thoughts that, you know, when she first started, she's like, I just want to lose weight. And now she thinks more about her strength and her confidence that she's gained from doing these programs, more so than like trying to lose another clothing size or being critical of like loose skin on her tummy from having babies. So that's really like the most inspiring thing to me, is when someone tells me that how they feel about their body has changed, because I think we all know that like you can lose weight and you can still be skinny and hate your body, and you just kind of in living in a prison of these negative thoughts. And it's an awful way to live. So when I hear that someone has really transformed their mindset, it's, I think, more of a victory than even the physical changes. The third and last one I'm going to share with you is Lisa. And these are actually all three coaches on my team. So most people, if they're on Shakeology, will become a coach, at least in name only, for the discount. It's a 25% discount. So we have a lot of what we call discount coaches, but then Lisa is one of the working coaches on my team. Let me see how much weight she's lost. 34 pounds, and this was in May, so she's lost more since then. And what's really even more incredible about this story is Lisa has a hip injury and a back injury, and she has chronic pain from that. She has done such an amazing job of modifying exercises and not getting discouraged on the days when she's having a lot of pain. So she's done entirely low impact programs, a lot of strength training. So she's experienced that, where having more muscle mass will increase your metabolism and help you lose weight, even if like you might gain more with the muscle initially. And also having more muscle mass, like the scale might not be that much different, but your body composition will be very different. So I think, where does she say? She's lost 2 clothing sizes only, but I think it's just like an amazing difference between those 2 pictures. And just look at the difference in her expression, like the confidence and the happiness. Like this is just, it's amazing to see the impact we can have with these programs. And again, like it's not about me as a coach, it's about introducing these programs into more people's lives. That's what we're all about. So let's see, anything else I want to say about Lisa? Well, she also mentioned the mindset piece, that she wasn't taking good care of herself and she was starting to feel resentful towards her family, which is a real red flag, right? Like we never want to feel that way towards people we love. So that's what these programs have done for her, is given her that exercise, like daily me time to take care of herself, and also, you know, putting some time and energy into planning and preparing healthy meals. And when you do those things, it's sending a message to your body and your brain and your soul that I am worth taking care of. And it's life-changing. So those are the 3 success stories. Let me see what's next. I'm going to go back over to my outline real quick. Okay, so next is the Success Club trips. I'm going to tell you about some of the coach perks. That's the fun part, right? So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you the photo album from our Success Club trip to Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. This was last April. Hopefully you can see that. It's a photo album on Facebook. It's called Success Club Trip 2017. I'm going to tell you later in the call, what is Success Club, in case you're wondering. Hold that thought, hold that question. I'm going to show you a little slideshow. And now the Success Club trip is an expense-paid trip at an all-inclusive resort. So it's including all of your food, such as this gorgeous, delicious tropical fruit that you see here. Food was amazing. So this was at the Hard Rock Resort and Hotel. Is that what it's called? Hard Rock Casino and Hotel. I forget exactly the name, but it's the Hard Rock in Punta Cana. Now the trip for 2018 is also to the Hard Rock. This time it's in Riviera Maya, which is in Mexico, not far from Cancun. Now for the UK coaches, the trip that you would reasonably be able to qualify for is going to be the Success Club trip in early 2019. So that has not been announced in terms of the destination. But the way that these trips work is you have the whole calendar year to earn the following year's trip. So right now, January through December 2017, I am working on earning the 2018 trip, which is in April, to the Hard Rock in Riviera Maya. So look out for that announcement. It should be coming in January of where the trip will be for 2019. And I'll tell you a little bit more about how to earn it when I get to the part that's called Success Club. But as you can see, we don't always only eat healthy, having a beer and a burger and fries and just really enjoying the all-inclusive resort and a hard-earned trip. So this is our team after one of the group workouts. They bring the trainers down, you know, the trainers from our videos so we can work out with them live. I mean, how cool is that? So we had just finished, I think it was a workout from the Shift Shop. It might have been Core de Force, which is like a martial arts program. But you have a really good workout, and then you have the rest of the day to like go on an excursion. Well, I'll show you some of the excursions we went on. Or you can just hang out at the resort and chill by the pool, whatever you prefer. We like to have more active vacations, but some people really love like just vegging out and totally relaxing and unwinding and decompressing. So that was before a group workout. My internet's being slow. I'm sorry. Okay, lunch buffet. Gorgeous fruit, right? Just the most delicious local food. This was our room. We had a jacuzzi tub right in the center of the room, this little tile floor area where I put my yoga mat and that chair where I would relax, like do a little bit of work, answer messages for like an hour a day. Another one of the group workouts, team members. This is the Shakeology bar. So we have Shakeology every day, and they usually do like really fun recipes that are something a little bit different, maybe a little bit fancier than we would make at home, and that's all included. That's my husband, again, really just indulging and enjoying life with pizza and wine. Not things I eat very often, but when I'm celebrating success of a hardworking year, sometimes I do. That's us after our couples massage. So everyone gets a, last time it was $750 room credit. So you can get like some of the upgraded alcohol at the restaurants. You know, alcohol is included, but there are like nicer bottles of wine that you have to pay extra for. You can do that, get a couples massage. There are some excursions that you can use the credit for, but that's a really nice part of it that the company also does for us to really help us feel pampered and appreciated. More of the Shakeology bar. There's some of the recipes. That's me in our little deck outside our room doing a little work. Like I said, I think we had like a special sale going on while I was there. So I still had like some customers to help get started on that trip. So this was when we went on a food tour, learning about the process of making coffee and chocolate. So just learning about the local food and of course buying some and taking it home with us. That was on our little like open air Jeep. Coffee. We went to the beach afterwards, like a local beach. It just was nice to get off of the resort and see like a little bit more of where people actually live. So this was the family that they have like a little kind of homestead. It was almost like a little mini village, but you know, it's all for tourists, but they do actually live there and run the business. So we got to meet them, spend some time with them and see their demonstrations and see where they live. There's the beach again. I don't know why these are so out of order, but that's our room. You can see the bed now. It's like a step up. And that bathtub was a lot of fun. It's so nice to just have that right in the room. So this was one of the like function rooms in the resort. So they have like, you can kind of see in the background, they had a special buffet like party, going away party for us on the last night with all kinds of like special food. It was unfortunately brought indoors because it was raining, but we still had fun. You can see around the resort, there's like different photos of like rock stars, basically, because it's the Hard Rock, so it's just all a music theme. And they had like, I think, Prince's guitar, like different music legends, different like paraphernalia from them. So I really loved the Hard Rock chain. That was like just a fun little touch. This was on our chocolate making tour. That's cocoa butter in that vat. That was our guide showing us how it's done. This is liqueur made from cocoa, cacao beans. My husband's sampling the rum. So just, you guys can see what is in store for you. Like, these trips are just really amazing, and they're just a fun way to celebrate a year of hard work. It's just boats at the beach. This is the flea market that we went to. Coach friend of mine, one of the best parts of these trips is meeting people in person who you have only known on social media so far. We do our whole business on social media, and that is an amazing blessing that we're able to do that, but it's so much fun to meet people in person as well, and just develop those personal connections, and just like hang out and chill and get to know each other, you know, in a more like relaxed setting. Unpacking after I got home. So that's it. But I wanted to show you guys that because just in general, Beachbody really takes care to make us feel pampered, and just does a lot to reward us for our hard work. And it is a wonderful company to be a part of. So now I'm going back to my PowerPoint, and shouldn't be so much back and forth after this. I think we're going to stay on that for a while. Okay, I don't know why I went back to the beginning. Just to finish up the Coach Perks portion, like I said, it's an amazing community to be a part of. Being an entrepreneur can be isolating. I had thought about starting a health coaching business before I joined as a coach, and you'll hear in a minute how I came to be a coach and how I came to be part of this company. But I think being an entrepreneur can be really isolating, and it's just so nice to have a community to plug into of people to trade ideas with and network with, and just share, like, if something doesn't go your way, and have people who understand. It's an amazing, amazing asset. In addition to that, the mentorship and training this company offers, you know, it's partly the official company. Like, there's a whole for your first 30 days as a coach, like training that's offered by corporate. There's a lot that corporate does, but so much of it too is like people helping people. You know, each of the kind of larger teams, like, it is a network marketing structure. So you'll be part of my small team and part of a larger team as well, which I'll tell you a little bit about the larger team that we're part of. But all of the larger teams have developed their own mentoring and training structure. So you be part of like a Facebook group of 10,000 coaches. We have weekly training, and there are so many people to ask if you have any questions. You want to hear about other people's experiences. You know, just for one example, like, I am not a vegetarian. I sometimes have vegetarian or vegan clients who need help with the nutrition plans, and I'm not able to advise them based on my own personal experience, but I can reach out to coaches who are vegan and, you know, kind of get their take on things. And so it's a great network to plug into. And that's part of why you don't necessarily need that specific fitness or nutrition background, because you have so many people that you can ask if you have a question about what to tell a client. I learned everything I know about building a business on social media through these trainings and mentorships. Like, every week there's almost more videos than you would have time to watch in terms of like how things are changing on social media, what's new, what's next, what you can do to grow your audience. Like, I've built, I've got, I think, 15,000 views on YouTube. I've got 8,000 followers on Facebook, 7,000 on Instagram. Like, everything, all of that has come through the trainings that I've received and had access to through the Coach Network. So, you know, I hope if you join as a coach that you will go the distance with us. But even if you just want to join and like learn as much as you can, you would be gaining so much knowledge to take with you then, like if you're applying to a job that involves social media, in any capacity, or marketing, sales. I mean, these are skills that and knowledge that really apply to so many different jobs. And I think it's really incredible what we get for a very low monthly cost, which I'll tell you about in just a second here, after I share my story with you. And then lastly, we have team retreats. This was from 2 years ago. We actually just went back to Utah because one of our corporate offices is there. It's near Salt Lake City. But again, it's just awesome to meet the people in person that you have been part of social media trainings with month after month, and to just get to know each other on a little deeper level. That's me in the green on the right, not, kind of a laid back look there, but what can I say? We're kind of a chill bunch. So, okay. So a lot of perks of coaching. You can work from anywhere. You get to be your own boss and choose your own hours. And like I said, I've been saying over and over, there's no specific expertise that's needed. You do need to be a supportive person, a good listener who cares about other people. The rest of it can be learned. Rock hard abs are not needed. So, I've not been like a very overweight person in my life. But if you are, you can still be a coach now if you're at the start of your journey. You don't have to be at your goal weight. In fact, it can be more relatable if you share your journey as you go and you have people cheering you on as you hit your different milestones. There are people who will relate to you more, like people who are also at the start of their weight loss journey might relate to you more than they would relate to me. I'll say more about my story too when we get to that part of the presentation, but I've got some physical issues where I have like a huge scar on my abdomen. And so that's what you see in my pictures. You're not going to see a six pack, but it's all about your story, and everyone has a story. So if you feel like you don't look like a fitness model and therefore you can't be a coach, just set that thought completely aside, because it is not the case at all. So the way you look physically has pretty much nothing to do with your success as a coach. Now, this business can be as much or as little as you make of it. There is amazing income potential, 6 figures and beyond per year. Tapping into it will not be easy, but it can be yours if you are prepared to work hard. So how do coaches actually earn money? First, I have to say that Team Beachbody, which is the coach network, does not guarantee any level of success from the coaching opportunity. Each coach's income depends on his or her own efforts, diligence, and skill. So to me, this disclaimer is kind of silly, because who would get a job and not do the work and expect to be paid? But I guess we have to say that because of the nature of network marketing, where people might get in and expect to make a lot of money without doing anything. So if you put in the work, you're going to get the reward. In terms of the nuts and bolts of how we get paid, we're paid a commission on a challenge pack and any other products, supplements, or Beachbody On Demand membership. So to back up for a second, a challenge pack is kind of the package that most people come in with, because it is that system that I mentioned of fitness, nutrition, and support all together. So somebody would get Beachbody On Demand access, or they would get a set of DVDs for their workout. They would get Shakeology or the performance supplements, and they would get access to coaching, group, and one-on-one, like I mentioned at the beginning. And that's a challenge pack. So when someone purchases that, there's a commission that represents the coaching we are providing to that person. The other way that we earn money is if you choose to build a team, you get access to something called Team Cycle Bonus. And then as your team gets bigger, there's a matching bonus and company profit sharing bonus. So just all 3 of these are a way to recognize the time they're putting into mentoring your growing team. In terms of the requirements, these prices are in US dollars. The UK prices have not been announced yet, but we can assume, with a currency conversion, it would be about right. So I think, is it still 2 to 1 pounds to dollars? So $40 to join would be 20 pounds. $16 a month business service fee would be 8 pounds. I don't know what the plans are exactly for the UK, but those would be the approximate conversions. So the fee to join is waived when you join with a challenge pack, or I call it a starter kit, because I really think that it's important actually to join with a challenge pack, because it's hard to get started as a coach if you haven't tried any of the products. Like if you pay the $40 and you don't have access to Beachbody On Demand, and you haven't tried Shakeology, and you haven't been part of a challenge group yourself, it's hard to know what you are selling to people. So I always recommend that people join with that challenge pack. They take part in a challenge group their first month as a participant, and that gives you the knowledge of the products and programs to then turn around and invite some people, hey, do this with me in your second month, and start earning an income. So then from the second month and beyond, the business service fee is $16, give or take. It's $15.95, but sales tax applies, at least here. And this fee covers all the training and mentorship that I mentioned. It covers your websites. So people go to your website to enroll in your program. That's all hosted by Beachbody. You don't have to carry any inventory, and Beachbody handles all shipping and returns. So if you look at the cost of starting a business and maintaining a business, those costs can be very high. And, it takes a large investment to start a business. This is a business that does not require a large investment at all. I think it's a huge steal, really, what we get for that $16 a month. All right, time for my story. So I am from a part of the United States called the Midwest, roughly the Chicago area, kind of, the northern part, close to Canada. And I became a coach 3.5 years ago. Now, I had been living in Boston on the East Coast, and I had moved to Madison, Wisconsin, because I met my husband. So we met at a wedding in California, the wedding of a mutual friend, and pretty much hit it off. We dated long distance for a year, and then I moved here to Wisconsin, not knowing anybody other than my husband. And it was kind of a move closer to home. My parents live about a 5-hour drive from here. And so in that sense, it's, I drive to see them now instead of flying, moving back to the same region where I had grown up. But at the same time, I really didn't know very many people in Wisconsin. There were a few. But so once I moved here, I really was just working on ways to meet people. And I ended up joining a dance studio and going to this class called Turbo Kick. Now, that class is the live version of Chalene Johnson's program, Turbo Fire. So you go to Turbo Kick Class Live, you do the Turbo Fire videos at home. I had no idea. I was just like, let me try this class. And it was so much fun. Just pop music. I'm going to stop sharing so you can see me a little better. It was pop music. It was just fun, silly dance moves. And we just had a great time with it. And I ended up becoming friends with the instructor, Bridget. And then when Bridget was telling me about this thing that she had called a challenge group, and that there are, Turbo Kick workouts that I can do at home in between my weekly class, I said, okay, yeah, let me give it a try. And she also was drinking this thing called Shakeology. It, sounded like has a fun name, and she kept saying how good it tastes and how good it makes her feel. So I was like, okay, let me give it a try. So I ended up getting a challenge pack with Turbo Fire and doing her challenge group. And, actually, even I think before that, I had done a free group with her that really allowed me to see the power of these, the social support I mentioned at the very beginning. So she had a 30-day no added sugar in November. And I told you before, I had a huge sweet tooth, could not resist anything sweet. I don't know if I'd gone more than 2 days without sugar. I would always say, I'm going to give it up. And then I'd find myself back with candy and everything. Just had no willpower to resist. So I joined this group. I was like, let me see how it goes. I wasn't really that hopeful. And lo and behold, I made it through the whole 30 days. And just knowing that if I picked up the candy or the cookie, I was going to have to post in the group, and I was going to have to tell people that I fell off the wagon. That was enough to keep me from eating sugar. So I made it for the whole month. And that really showed me how powerful these groups could be. Like, it was amazing to me. I was checking into this group with, other than Bridget, nobody that I had met in person ever. I mean, I knew they were real people, but I didn't have really evidence of that. They could have been like, I don't know, fake made up names, you know what I mean? But something about that group, and we were all inspiring each other, and we were all supporting each other. And I was really shocked at the impact it had in my life. So I wasn't at that time really thinking about doing coaching as a business, but I got the TurboFire DVDs at the time. We didn't have Beachbody on demand yet. I tried Shakeology for a month, and I was like, whew, I like this. Made me feel amazing. It was helping with those sugar cravings, helping me get healthier. And so I decided, I was like, I'm a really like thrifty person, right? So I decided, okay, if I'm going to continue to get the Shakeology stuff, I need to get the discount. So let me do this coaching thing. Still had no intention of working it as a business, all right? But I was officially a coach in name only, right? But then as I started to learn more about it and see, you know, the fact that like Bridget was like earning enough money to pay her rent with her coaching business, I was like, wow, I could do this as a business. Now, I mentioned to you that I had previously thought about going to school for health coaching. And, you know, my background was in journalism, and I've always been a writer, made a living with my writing ever since college. And I love blogging, right? I love writing about health and wellness. So, you know, that was always my day job, but I always had this kind of sense that I wanted to help people with wellness and, you know, disease prevention and just living healthier lives. So I had gone to a yoga teacher training. It was a 2-year program, and the certification part of it was like actually harder than getting my college degree. And by the way, I went to Harvard. So that tells you a little something about how rigorous the program was. But I had been through this really, really tough yoga certification program where I learned so much. So that contributed to my wanting to coach people, you know, virtually. Like, I taught classes in person, but I already saw how much impact you can have with people when you're not limited by geography, right? Like, your clients can be anywhere in the world. So these things were already on my mind. I started learning more. I was like, okay, well, let me just like see. And somewhere along the way, it just clicked, like, this is something I really want to do. So about 3 months in, I had my first sale, and I think 4 months in, no, okay. So it was 3 months in where I really started working. Because the first 3 months I was like, yeah, I don't really know. And then I was like listening to the trainings, but I was like, yeah, I can't do that in terms of, like I said, the personal relationships are everything. So you can like have a website, but if you're not connecting, you're just like updating your website, like nobody's going to find it. You have to connect with people. So once I started focusing more on the personal connections, like, okay, I have to actually get out there and talk to people and get past my shyness and get past my fear. From that point on, I've hit Success Club every single month, which means helping at least 3 new clients. I'll tell you a little bit more about that when I get back to the nuts and bolts part. But so that's my coaching journey. And in my business, I really focus a lot on healing our relationship with food and our bodies, helping women heal their relationship with food and their bodies. The reason for that is that I have a background with an eating disorder, compulsive overeating. I'm in recovery from that. And as I mentioned before, I just was a prisoner of all those negative thoughts. I was stuck in this cycle with food where I was like starving myself and binging, and I thought I was fat and ugly and hated what I saw when I looked in the mirror, and it was miserable. Like life every day was miserable. I also was suffering from depression. And I mean, this sounds like shocking when I say it, but I also think that it is kind of just the way life is for a lot of people, that really in the morning I would wake up and I'd be like, oh, I have to go through another day. Like it just seemed like too much to bear. Like that is how heavy life felt for me. That is how depressed I was. And I just thought, well, this is the way it is. And I kind of, you know, the Midwest of the US is known for like people just being like suck it up and very stoic, and they're never gonna like ask for help, and like it's just the way it is and we'll get through it, that kind of thing. So I brought that mindset to it of like, no, I'm not gonna actually like end my own life, but like that was how serious it was. That was a thought that crossed my mind on a regular basis. So you know, it was all tied up together, the eating disorder, the depression, and it was self-reinforcing until I decided to get help. I realized like I can feel better, but I can't just do it on my own. So I went to therapy. I went to Overeaters Anonymous, which is a 12-step program. I took medication for a while, but I did what it took to get myself out of that cycle. And even though, you know, I'm not a therapist, and, you know, people may still need therapy, they may need medication, but that's very much kind of where I see myself and my services coming in now as a coach, is helping people who may be feeling really low, who may not understand that they can feel better and they don't have to go through every day of their life feeling depressed. Like they can have more energy. They don't have to feel like it's hopeless. They don't have to be stuck in that vicious cycle with food. So that's really what I focus on in my coaching business. Then more recently, it was so like that's all things that happened to me before I became a coach that still have informed what I do as a coach now. So then I had been a coach for about a year when my husband and I have been trying to have a baby for, you know, ever since we've known each other, basically, which is 6 years now. We've been married for just about 5 years, and we don't have any kids. It has not worked. But what happened was I had a condition called endometriosis, which causes a lot of scar tissue in the pelvis and can prevent you from becoming pregnant. So I had surgery for that and actually had really severe complications from the surgery. I was in the hospital for 3 weeks, was in the ICU for 1 week. I was so sick. Like I was, you know, fed by IV for 2 weeks, had to relearn how to walk, you know, but was not able to eat or talk at the beginning. Like I was really sick. And the complications from that surgery also had caused damage to my kidneys. So I was on dialysis for 3 months, which is just a brutal treatment. If you don't know anyone who has had to go through that. I've recovered to some extent, but my kidneys still are not 100% healthy. So right now, basically my body is not healthy enough to go through pregnancy. And we're going now down the road to surrogacy and having someone else carry our baby. So through all of that, I was so sick, and I had used that to really, I shared that whole journey of recovery, and I mean, it inspired some people along the way, but what it really has given me as a coach is more of an understanding of how to connect with people who are really dealing with some very difficult stuff, you know, physically from an illness perspective. So I would say I specialize in that somewhat now too. People who have had very serious illness, maybe are very weak, very out of shape, chronic conditions, and helping them see that fitness is possible for them. Exercise is possible. Like they may not be able to do insanity, but they can do something. So that's a lot of who I work with now. And the other thing to say about that is the whole time that I was sick, I had to step back from my coaching business, but this business does provide residual income. I still had clients who were on Shakeology and they, want to help me out too. And I had coaches who were working their business, and I never had a zero paycheck that whole time. So, it's like, this business works if you work it, but there is kind of that cushion, like safety net, that if you have to stop working for a little while, you might go backwards a little bit, like your income might decrease, but it's not like you're going to be paid zero if you stop for a little bit, which is really nice, like, because it's not the same, like, I don't know, in this business, like the one drawback to it is you don't have like disability insurance and a lot of those things that you have in a more traditional 9-to-5 job, salaried job. But the residual income is a very nice piece of it. So right now, pretty much all of the income I'm making from coaching is going towards paying the cost of surrogacy, which costs anywhere from $10,000 to $100,000, and it's really unpredictable depending on kind of how many complications there are with the pregnancy and different factors in the gestational carrier, the surrogate's life. So it's not cheap, but it's the only way that we're going to meet our babies that we have as frozen embryos right now. So, so we're moving forward with it, and it wouldn't be possible if it weren't for this business. So that is my story. Now I'm sure you are dying to know about what you can do to get started right now and in your first weeks and months as a coach. So let me get to that part. I'm going to share my slides again. All right, so about our team. I will get to the advice part. I promise. Okay, so I haven't explained to you yet what a diamond is or star diamond, so I'll come back to this, but I am a star diamond coach. I have just over 50 coaches personally sponsored, total in my downline, just over 250, and I make $1,000 a month with this. I am considered in the top 1% of all coaches. And I just want to say, if you're like, oh, $1,000 a month and you're in the top 1%, like that means 99% make less than that. Well, it's a little bit misleading because, first of all, the rankings are not based on income alone. It takes into account the success of my team and some other factors. And then the other thing about it is that actually the majority of the coaches in the network, I think it's about 90%, are discount coaches. So those are the people who never intended to make any sales and never intended to earn an income with it. They're the ones who are here for the discount, for getting Shakeology, getting 25% off Shakeology and other products. And so it's a little bit skewed that, like, I guess top 1% is more like top 10%. So just wanted to point that out. All right. And then our big team, the one I mentioned, so there's one with, I think it's about 1,000 coaches, at least in the Facebook group. There's probably more than that, who are not part of the Facebook group. But we are mentored by Meg Wazinski. She is a nutritionist. She specializes in thyroid issues, and she's a mom of a 2-year-old also. So relatively recent new mom. She is a 6-figure earner in the business, 15-star diamond, which is the highest rank. And she's been one of the top 10 coaches a few times in the whole network, that is. And then that team, Meg's team, is within Team Hard. Meg is Team Fit Addicted. I should put that on here. And that's within Team Hardcore, which is led by Janelle Summers. She has that highest rank in not one business center, but 3 15-star diamond business centers. So it means she has at least 45 personally sponsored diamonds on her team. She's a top 10 coach and Shalene Johnson's sister. Fun fact. Went over that already. So I just, at this point, like to read my mission statement because it helps you understand how our team is distinctive and different. This team is built on the feeling that our hearts and souls, our very lives, are on fire with the desire to live to our full potential and inspire others to do the same. hence the name Team Lives on Fire. We recognize the crucial role that health and wellness play in feeling our best and fulfilling our potential. So wellness in all of its forms is the foundation of what we do. Recognizing every success is a cornerstone of our culture, since this builds the confidence necessary to break out of the prison of self-criticism and negative body image. So I think you can recognize some elements of the story I just shared in this mission statement. We approach ourselves and one another with sensitivity, compassion, and kindness so we can lift one another up in this sometimes cruel world. So what makes our team different? We are positive and supportive, not competitive. There's a place for those who want to run with the business, but also for those who are mainly here for their own journey. That's the discount coach option that I mentioned. So if you don't hit Success Club, I'm not going to ignore your messages or freeze you out. If my own business grows more slowly because of this, I know at least that I'm growing it with integrity, and that's 100% what's the most important to me. In terms of how you should choose a team, keep in mind you'll have access to the whole network, and many of the trainings are on YouTube, especially the top coaches. So even if you don't join with them, you still will have access to many of their trainings. I think it comes down to whether you want to be part of the energy of a huge team or you want the personalized attention that comes with a smaller group. At the end of the day, I really think it comes down to who you want to spend time with. Who do you want to go on retreats with once a year? Who do you want to hang out with at Summit? Who do you want to connect with on your weekly team calls? Also keep in mind who's going to still be here a year from now, 2 years, or 3 years. So, I mean, a lot of people join with a family member or a close friend that has recently started coaching, which is great to, to help them build their business, for sure. But, you know, and maybe that's what's the most important to you. But if you're not sure if they're in it for the long haul, you may be better off with someone who is definitely in it for the long haul. You know what I mean? Because if your upline quits, their sponsor becomes your sponsor. You don't get a choice. You just roll up to the next person above them. Now, some people do switch teams, and the way that that works is you have to just quit the business entirely. You lose everybody who's underneath you, like they roll up to the person above you, and then you have to wait 6 months. So people do it, but it's a pain in the butt. It kind of kills your business if you've already built anything. And, you know, it's a big deal. So the choice of a team is important. All right, here we are, the part you've been waiting for. Steps to get started. Research. So get to know a few coaches, see who you feel like you're vibing with. If you are getting a pushy or controlling vibe now from somebody, it's not going to improve once you're part of the team. So I love the line, when people show you who they are, believe them, right? Pay attention to, you know, the way people are treating you and relating to you now. All right, this thing called Success Club that I've been mentioning so much. So I thought it would be helpful to tell you about the goals that you would kind of be setting in your first weeks and months as a coach, so you can just kind of start thinking along those lines. So a lot of our incentives are based around Success Club. There's monthly prizes, the trips like Punta Cana that I showed you. We get to register early for Summit and the Success Club trips. Like right now, the trip to Riviera Maya, there's a wait list that's thousands of people long. And most of the people who want to go will get on the trip, but it's comforting to know that I have a room and I don't have to wait until like a month or 2 months or even 3 months before to know that I'm going for sure. Like I was able to register on the first day that registration opened. So what Success Club is, you have 3 new clients enroll with a challenge pack each month. So it's not like astronomical numbers. All we're asking for you is to bring in 3 people every month. And these would be, they might be friends and family. They might be people that you meet on social media, or, you know, people you meet other ways, but bringing in 3 new customers. And it's slightly higher. Like if you want to actually earn your room for free on the Success Club trip, then it would be 5 people each month. But if you have a balance, like you don't quite make that, and you don't get the fully paid room, it's not like you can't go on the trip, you just pay the difference. The first rank you would be shooting for is called Emerald. It's kind of your first milestone other than Success Club. This means you have 2 coaches underneath you. Now, you have the choice whether you want to build a team or if you're just focusing more on retail sales and, again, bringing in those clients for the challenge pack, which is fine. But just keep in mind that as people try Shakeology in the performance line, they're going to like it and they're going to want to continue with it and get that discount. So it's actually pretty easy to hit Emerald. You just get 2 people who love the products and they join for the discount. And then, there's a lot of other kind of VIP aspects to it where they get, special coach-only challenge groups and other special things. I have a special newsletter, a special Facebook group for my team. So there are definitely benefits that you receive for that $16 a month, even if you're not working it as a business. So to get to Emerald, you don't necessarily have to be building a business and wanting to make a huge full-time or wanting to make a full-time income or a huge income, either one with this business. So once you make Emerald, you get that team cycle bonus that I mentioned. And then, so if you just have 2 coaches under you, it would be like $14 a month. So it's nothing astronomical, but every little bit helps. And then you would be getting customer leads. So I talked about Success Club means you're bringing in 3 people every month, right? 3 new customers. So when you get these customer leads from Beachbody, you'd be getting, depending on the month, it's probably about half a dozen from this program. And then if you're hitting Success Club at the higher level, 5 new customers per month, you get another half dozen. So total of a dozen customers referred to you. So these are people who might have bought a Beachbody program on Amazon, they get the 21-day fix kit on Amazon, or maybe they sign up for Beachbody on demand and they don't have a coach that they're working with yet. Maybe they buy something off the infomercial. Beachbody does a ton of advertising, and we benefit from all of that name recognition that they're generating and all of the customers they're bringing in, because Beachbody wants every customer to work with a coach. So every customer who comes in is assigned to a coach. And if you are at least Emerald rank and you're hitting Success Club, you're getting those customers referred to you. So I'm saying all this because I really think Emerald and Success Club are things that, every new coach should be focusing on, because then it's not just you bringing in all of your own customers, you're getting them referred to you by the company. And these are people you can help, people who may become coaches themselves. Business builds a lot faster if you're getting those customer leads. After Emerald, the next rank that you would set your sights on would be Diamond. And this is when you have 8 personally sponsored coaches, 4 on each leg of your organization, but I won't really get into the legs. That includes, to reach Diamond, 1 Emerald on each leg for a total of 2 Emeralds. And at this level, you get a matching bonus of 10% of the paychecks of your personally sponsored coaches. And you get access to leadership groups, special trainings, and retreats. So the Utah retreat that you saw was a Diamond retreat that I went on. I'm doing a retreat in the Caribbean island of St. Thomas for my Diamonds next March, something to think about. But I want to say that even at this level, you don't necessarily have to be someone who's I'm all in, I'm building this business. As long as you are sharing the programs with people, again, you're going to get people who love the products and want the discount. And it's really not that hard even to get to Diamond. So, if you're bringing in 3 people a month for Success Club and they're trying Shakeology, they're trying the performance line, and they're like, wow, these supplements are really good. I want them in my life. I want regular access to these challenge groups so I can log my workouts and have access to a group that's also doing the workouts along with me. This is a compelling product. These are compelling programs that we offer, and you're going to, if you're getting, 3 people a month introduced to them, you're going to find people who want to continue. So most Diamond coaches are people who want to build a business with it, but you could have a Diamond organization just with mostly discount coaches. That actually was what mine was at first when I first hit Diamond a couple of years ago. Because remember, those 2 emeralds also each just have 2 coaches underneath them. So those could be all, discount people too. Like, this is not like some pie in the sky thing. Diamond is actually a stepping stone to the next thing. And then Star Diamond is where you really are, definitely a business builder. Star Diamond means you have at least 1 personally sponsored diamond. And I need to update this. Profit sharing bonuses start at 2 Star Diamonds. So it means you have 2 diamonds underneath you. But right now they're doing kind of a pilot with a quarterly bonus for diamond rank. And you can expect a full-time income once you hit roughly in the 2-star or 5-star diamond range, depending on some other factors within your organization. All right, steps to get started. So what can you be doing now to get ready? There's not that much time before the launch, but basically I'm offering, I have a new coach orientation and training for my team, but I'm offering a special one for people in the UK that doesn't require getting into the Coach Online office at all. Like, it's everything that you can do that doesn't require the Coach Online office. So the first step you can take is get in the habit of watching trainings and learning about the business. There are so many videos you can watch on YouTube. How much you learn is up to you, but the more you can soak up, the more successful you'll be. I'll say, ever since I joined 3.5 years ago, I'm someone who loves to learn, and I just could not get enough of videos and trainings, and I watch at least 1 a day, and sometimes there's nothing that I implement, but a lot of times there is something I implement for my business. And I really think that's one of the reasons I've been successful, is I'm always exposing myself to new ideas and then putting them into practice. So as far as my own trainings go, you can subscribe to the Living Vibrantly channel on YouTube for access to the trainings I share with my team. I do have a special Facebook group for UK residents. You probably saw this in the email. It's called On Fire for the UK Beachbody launch. The link is also going to be in the follow-up email that you get. And we have team calls on Sundays. So it's 2 o'clock my time, so it would be 8 p.m. your time. It's actually going to be right after this call. But you are welcome to join in anytime and just get to know our team and basically see what we're all about and what we talk about on our weekly team calls, and what we're doing in our business. And those are totally open to anyone who wants to join, including the UK. So it's open to existing coaches, and it's open to prospective coaches in the UK for now. Normally those calls are only open to people who already are part of the team, but I'm making an exception because I know people are really eager to get started. Okay, and it's the honor system. So I know are a lot of coaches offering some trainings out there, and some of them are saying, we want you to commit to our team. The truth is, anyone can change their mind up until they actually fill out that enrollment form and submit it on October 19th. So I'm not saying that you can only join if you're definitely going to join our team. But I will say that if you know for sure you're going to join a different team, then, I would ask that you not join my group, because I'm going to be wanting to get to know you and invest some time and develop a relationship. And so, and also it's hard for you to have your efforts so divided between, a different training and my training. Just keep your focus in one place. So if you think that you have a good chance of, possibly wanting to join our team, then definitely jump on into the group and check us out. So the vital behaviors in the business. So one vital behavior is being a product of the product. It just means using Beachbody supplements, nutrition plans, and workouts. It's hard to get customers to enroll in your program if you're not using these things yourself. So you can already join Beachbody on demand. You can start using the workouts and sharing about them on social media. And in that On Fire for the Launch group that I mentioned, we'll be giving you some guidance as to how to post on social media about this, to not be weird about it and not make people unfollow you and all of that stuff, right? All of those fears that you might have. So the bottom line is you do the workouts and you share the results that you're having. You share kind of your daily there will be some struggles. Like, just be open about the fact that this is something you're doing, and this starts to spark interest among your friends. And you can't obviously be using Shakeology and posting about it. 21 Day Fix, I think you can get, and so you could be part of my nutrition program with that too, and get started with that and be posting about that. But that's one of the vital behaviors, being a product of the product. Personal development is another one. And this just means, there's business development, and then there's personal development, which is just personal growth. So reading a book, listening to a podcast. Some people do it through, prayer and devotionals, but doing something to grow as a person every day. And this is it is very vital to the business. That's why it's called a vital behavior. But I guess it's something that's often overlooked, like, oh, why is this important? It's actually the most important. Personal growth and kind of getting past our own, getting out of our own way is hugely, hugely important. It's, this can really be the determining factor of whether you succeed in this business or not. And you can absolutely start doing it now. There's nothing in the Coach Online office that you need for this. You just need to get a book and, decide what you're doing and get started, and do it for a little while every day. And that's also actually something that we'll be posting about On Fire for the UK Beachbody launch, that you can share. You can get ideas for personal development. You can share what you're doing and learn from others who are doing it along with you. Now, I do want to say, some of you might be in this group already, and you might see there's not much activity. And basically, the way that I've set it up is, when people are responding to what's been posted, mostly by me, there's a couple of my other coaches from my team in the group too, but if people are engaging with the content, that's when we'll post more content. So this is not a group where you can just watch and hang out and be a fly on the wall. There are plenty of groups like that, and actually I'm going to share some of them with you guys. They'll be in that group, so you can see some of the Beachbody groups where you can just watch and learn, and that's totally fine. But what this group is meant to be is a place where you can start putting these things into practice. So we have it as a model of unlocking the next content once you do the tasks that we've given you. And the reason for that really is, people get into this business to be their own boss. You don't want someone breathing down your neck saying, do this, do this, do this. We have to see you putting in the initiative, because that's the way your business is going to grow. Is the entire thing is your own initiative. So don't be sitting there just wanting to watch what other people are doing. You've got to get out there and start putting in the work yourself and kind of trying these things out. So trying to get you guys into that entrepreneurial, jump in, even if I don't quite have everything all figured out. That's what it's all about. And that's why we've set the group up the way we have, that, nobody's going to chase you down and force you to do anything, but you're going to get access to more of our time and more of our knowledge and our insight if you put some skin in the game and start doing your part, getting started to build your business. That's what it's all about. All right, the other two vital behaviors, besides being a product of the product and personal development, are inviting and recognition. So let's talk about how you can start doing that even now, even though you can't officially become a coach yet. So the first step before inviting is making a list, kind of a list of everyone you know, or maybe everyone who you think could benefit from a fitness or nutrition program. And a lot of people just bristle at the thought of making a list, but it's really important because our mind plays tricks on us. It can sometimes feel like, oh my gosh, I invited everyone I know. And then you look back at your messages that you sent and you only invited 3 people. Or it might feel like, oh my gosh, I'm bothering this person all the time. And you look back and you've messaged them twice and it was a year apart. So, keeping track on a list of who you are talking to and how many people you are inviting is just a part of being a business person. And, I just recommend that everyone starts with a list, because otherwise you're going to feel super disorganized, and being organized is part of having a successful business. Now, what are you inviting people to? You can't invite people to buy a challenge pack yet or to become a coach, obviously, but you can invite to a free group, basically. Running free challenges. So the wonderful thing about this is it's very low pressure. You're not asking people to buy anything. So you can practice your skills and just say, hey, I have this group that I'm offering, and it's completely free, and you can choose a theme, you can play around with some things, and it's like a low pressure time to get started. So I would really encourage everyone to do this. And then by this fall, you will have, well, by October, by 1 month from now, but I mean, there's still time to run a free challenge for 1 week or even 4 weeks if you start right now. And you will have a ready-made list of people who you vibe with, who are so excited to get started with coaching, because they've really seen, like what happened to me with the no added sugar group. They have seen how these like crazy, seemingly like silly, Facebook groups can get you real results when it comes to your health. All right, then other things you can be doing on social media. Start thinking like a business owner, clean it up. So, you're going to be a healthy lifestyle influencer. Don't post about being hungover all the time. Don't post things that are super negative, complaining, mean, gossipy, things like that. Just start thinking like a business owner, and like, what would you post if you wanted to inspire people? And then you can't get into the Coach Online office yet to set up those websites, the Beachbody websites, for people to purchase from you, but you can totally start growing your following on social media. And that's another thing we're going to get into in the On Fire for the UK Beachbody launch group, if we get some people engaged in there to unlock the content. And, I had mentioned that this is something I know a lot about. I work in marketing, and this is like something I'm fascinated with. And I have a lot of knowledge to share if you guys want to know. So let's get started with that. But I mean, basically, like, you can define your target audience. You can set up a business page on Facebook and start growing your audience, either organically through your posts, or even starting with some Facebook ads if you want to. And reach those people in a targeted way. So you bring them onto your page, and then they see the amazing content that you're posting. And then maybe you can send them a friend request, and you can invite them to your free group. Like, this all fits together, and none of this requires getting into the Coach Online office yet. And I do have trainings that walk you through this step by step. The other thing you can be doing right now is experimenting with platforms that you may not be as comfortable on, such as Snapchat, maybe Instagram if you're not on there, Instagram Stories, which is the kind of live video Snapchat-like part of Instagram, a YouTube channel, Pinterest. And again, we'll help you out with all of this. If you're in the On Fire for the UK Beachbody launch group, we'll help you kind of like guide you, provide some guidance for experimentation on these platforms. Defining your niche market. So we have exercises that help you through this. We'll walk you through it step by step, to how to figure out who is the person that you want to work with, and then how to start speaking to him or her across all social media channels. I got training on all of it. So that's really it. I hope that you have picked up that we have a lot of knowledge to share, and this is just a business that we're very excited about. Not just me, but my whole team are really looking forward to welcoming some new coaches who live in the UK and to all working together. And I'm planning to visit next summer, kind of once we see where people are located and what location would be convenient for you guys. Then we will get a chance to meet in person, because I know Beachbody, Beachbody Summit is in Indianapolis. So it may not be so convenient for you guys, but hopefully we'll get a chance to meet in person when I come to the UK in a location that would be more convenient for you. So if there are no questions right now, I'm going to wrap this up. If you have a question later, you can email me, info@livingvibrantly.net. You can don't leave a comment on the YouTube video because I don't get a notification and I see them like a month later. Send me an email, or I think this recording is going to be in the Facebook group too. And if you leave a comment there, I will see it. So thank you so much for watching. And I look forward to talking with you about our team and about the coaching opportunity, and hopefully welcoming some of you to the team in about 4 weeks.